Right then, Manchester United 0, Tottenham 3. An absolutely embarrassing performance by Manchester United from start to finish. All the players must get criticised. I don't think there was one good player in that whole game. Erik Ten Hag, is he sacked? I don't know, we'll talk about that. But this is the match reaction for Manchester United. 3-0 loss at home to Spurs. Back-to-back Premier League 3-0 losses at home for Manchester United. An absolute shambolic performance. As I said, none of the players deserve credit. Ten Hag's captain, Bruno Fernandes, might have literally sacked the manager himself. And that is really, really disappointing. I think you look at Bruno Fernandes, he cost us the 3 points. And yes, we were really, really poor in the first 15-20 minutes when the way that we played. But ultimately for me, Erik Ten Hag has got a lot to answer for. And I think the players, listen, some of them put in a shift after that red card, but some of them didn't, and they looked absolutely lacklustre. I think we did a fairly poor job of keeping Spurs out of it. As I said, even when we had 11 men, it still looked impossible for Manchester United to win. I think Spurs absolutely dominated us from start to finish in that game. There was probably a period of 5-10 minutes where United had a couple of chances in which we kind of deserved to kind of get points, but other than that, we didn't offer a threat and we weren't good enough. And I think Ten Hag, as I said, I'm not going to be ranting and raving, but he's got the next 3 games to save himself. Porto midweek, Aston Villa, and then I think we got another Premier League, Brentford after that. Or West Ham, something like that. They're 3 huge games for Manchester United. Now, Bruno Fernandes obviously getting that red card. He'd missed the next 3 games for Manchester United, which I think could, you don't want to see any players missing, but that could probably be a good thing for Ten Hag and Bruno Fernandes, because his performance today was shocking. Listen, I don't think it was a red card. Looking at it, he slipped, but ultimately the decision was the decision, and I think the referee was shocking as well. I think the Romero one, we should have had a penalty, and I think a lot of criticism is going to happen now. The media will pile in on Ten Hag, and I'll probably have my say in a separate video. But if you look at the game, even before the 10 men, we gave away numerous amounts of possession in that game. There was no control over the ball. Tottenham had lots of chances to score. I mean, Werner had 3. The goal, absolutely shocking. A literal repeat of the game against the goal against FC 20. Mickey van der Ven, he's done that before. I think he'd done it in last Tottenham's home game. So I don't know why United didn't pick it up. And number 1, he bypasses 4 players to get to that point. And honestly, embarrassing. No one could put in a challenge. That's a disgrace for Manchester United. I think it was Rashford who initially kind of didn't really go for the 50-50. He drove through the midfield, then put a cross in. It was absolutely shambolic defending from United, and I think going into the next game, some big thing needs to happen. That midfield needs a lot of help. I wasn't particularly impressed by Agate, if I was honest with you. I think he was pretty underwhelming. I don't think he showed enough in the game. And it is worrying now, because the first few games have been pretty poor, if I'm honest with you, in my opinion, from Manuel Ugarte. Looking at some individual players, I think the way we played up defensively was really, really poor. Sloppy in possession. I think De Ligt was horrible. As I said, not one player really stood out for me. Bruno Fernandes giving away that challenge, disgraceful. And as I said, I don't think it was a red card, but you have to deal with the challenges. But I think the way that Spurs dictated the way that we played. Listen, United on a -4 goal difference. I mean, the big talking points are what happens with Ten Hag. Does he stay? Does he go after this point? That's going to be it. Many people are saying that they've already have replacements lined up. I think if he loses the next 2 games, I think he will get sacked, and he's ultimately sacked himself. Some of the decisions that he's making. Yes, Bruno Fernandes was poor, and after that red card, but some of the decisions he's made in other games, he's ultimately sacked himself. The fans look dejected. Most of the people left, to be honest with you. And what does that say about the football club? It's really, really rotten. And listen, the structure was there. Everyone was there. Barada, Ashworth, Wilcox, all there at the game. So let's see what they make of it. But ultimately for me, it was a disgrace of a performance. And the fans, they supported the players. They gave them 100% backing of the game. But you look at what the players did. I mean, Mainu looked like he went off with injury. That felt like so long ago. wow, this genuinely could be the end of Ten Hag at Manchester United. We really ran into the game kind of thinking, could we have a big game? We were nervous for the game. I thought United would win the game, keeping a clean sheet, but it's horrible. Absolutely embarrassing. If Ten Hag gets sacked, it has to be down to some of the players who are involved. Gary Neville has talked about United. I think this was the worst performance under Eric Ten Hag. But Eric Ten Hag could be sacked after this game against Tottenham after this dreadful performance. I genuinely think no matter who the manager is, United will still fail. I have no hope anymore, only pain and sadness. Listen, this is just disappointing. Bruno's sent off. Somber reports from United players and Ten Hag still remain as the fans of the walk off the pitch. Those in the Stretford end still singing, even if there isn't much to sing about. Listen, many people are calling out Ten Hag to be sacked. Beth from United Standards part tweet, I don't think Ten Hag can come back from this, and the decision he's made this season has really made me question whether he's capable of being the Man United manager. October international break will be big, and obviously it will be big. Like, the sack brigade has kind of started. It could, people are saying this is the end, so maybe there is something going on. But listen, what is Eric Ten Hag going to talk about now? Is he going to talk about his trophies that he's won over the way? What can he actually say? But yeah, people talking about next managers. Honestly, that game was shambolic. Didn't offer no threat, no chances. I think you've got to look at these players and really question the commitment to this football club. And some of the players really got to question their performances. It's a disgraceful performance. Is Ten Hag gone? Listen, we'll have to wait and see what happened, and we will obviously give you the breaking news when it comes out. But for me, if he keeps winning these performances, shocking. And you could even see Ten Hag get sacked after the Fulham game. After the Porto game. Or he might not even make it to then. So, listen, let's see what happens. I personally wouldn't sack him. I think give him to the October international break and really just see what happens after that. But you really can't complain if he does. And we do go down a continuous cycle again. But as I said, the players did not help him. And let's see what the players do by reacting to this. Because you could see, as I said, a change of approach in the game against Porto. Really changed the way that we played because simply weren't good enough today. And listen, what do we do? Is it the beginning of the end? A new low for Manchester United facing Spurs. And listen, you've got to give credit to Spurs because they really took United for their vulnerabilities. It could have been another 6-0 result in my opinion. I think the way that we played, the consistent errors. And as I said, it was way before that red card, the kind of warning signs were there. Tottenham should have punished us way more. It could have been 4-5-0 with the calamity of errors that United made. And it's just a stark contrast in the way that United play. Just weird performances game in, game out. You look at that game against Palace, so much momentum, so much positives to build on. You're looking at, can we go into that game against Twente, beat them 3-0, put a statement out there. I know it's against Twente, the Europa League, but we couldn't do that. Then we drew from Twente. As I said, there were glimpses in that game. We go on today against Spurs, and it was a crap performance by the team. Yeah, let's honestly see what happens. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This has been my thoughts. I'll do the play ratings, but wow, it was disgraceful, and I think Eric Ten Hag has got a lot to think about. What's he gonna say about this performance? I will be very fascinated because, as I said, it's just tired being a Manchester United fan. We've played 7 games in the Premier League now. I think it's 7. I'll check now. We played 6 games in the Premier League, -3 goal difference, 7 points from 6 games. Out of the 8, we've dropped 11 points this season. As I said, -3 goal difference. We went into this game with a 0 goal difference. All the things that we hoped were going in the game were literally erased. The high line that we wanted to exploit, Tottenham absolutely dominated us there and didn't allow that to happen. The battles in midfield just didn't win them. Defensively, got absolutely ransacked. I think De Ligt probably had his worst performance in the United shirt, but I'll talk about that in the player ratings. And as I said, Ten Hag is going to face a lot of pressure now from the media, a lot of awkward questions, and I'm sure we get some clarity on the situation from United. They have to. I think they give him maybe a few more weeks, but is this the beginning of the end of Ten Hag? Yeah, it was a disgusting performance, and we must improve. What did we do? I think maybe Garnacho, maybe was the only player, or Onana, players that I feel sorry for, because they did really give a crap today. But majority of them, they've really got to fix up, because we are crap at the moment. Listen, we all want to see United great again, but we can't do it with these crap performances. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. This has been the match reaction. Manchester United 0, Tottenham 3, United lose again. We need to realise what's going on, because the mistakes with the goal, the Martinez one, I mean, Brennan Johnson hit the post, the Kulusevski goal straight after half time, the injuries as well to Manu and other players. Shocking. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hope you did enjoy. Player ratings coming out, 5 things we learned, or everything we learned. I just talk about everything, but thank you for watching. Hope you did enjoy. Peace.